Here we are given the slope and a point that's on the line, and they want us to write an equation using this information, but it has to be written in slope-intercept form. So keep in mind, they gave you a point and a slope. That's a clue that we're going to use the format point slope to get started. So point slope form is called point slope form because we can identify a point, which in this case is 4, 3, and the slope on the slope of the line, which is -3. And here's what the format looks like. Y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1, and then close those parentheses up. Now, the slope of the line is going to be represented by the letter m here, and the point that we're going to substitute is going to be in place of x1 and y1. So all I have to do is copy the equation. Y minus my y1 value comes from the point, so it's x and y is always a point. And, you know, the x1, y1 is just saying this is the first point we're using. So my y1 is 3, so I'm going to put that in place here. My slope was -3, so I'll put -3 here. And then this x minus, my x1 value is 4. And now I have my equation in point slope form. I could have stopped here, but again, they asked us to write it in slope-intercept form, so we have one more step left. And that is to write it in slope-intercept form, which means, as a little side note, slope-intercept form looks like this, where y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope, b is the y-intercept. But notice that the y is by itself. You have to isolate y in your equation. Notice that y is not isolated. We have a -3 here. So before I do anything with this, I'm just going to use the distributive property here first. So I'm going to distribute this -3 here. And I'm going to get y minus 3 equals -3x. And then -3 times that, we get plus 12. All right, -3x plus 12. And then the last step would be to just add 3 to both sides. So I'm going to add 3 to both sides. And we're going to get 0 pair. That cancels out. Y equals -3x plus 15. And that is my equation in slope-intercept form. And as I mentioned earlier, notice that we have in slope-intercept form the number multiplied with x, which is called the coefficient. That's your slope, which in this case is -3. And the y-intercept is where your line is going to pass through on the y-axis, which in this case is +15.